Lawbury Steak Graham. It's a day ending in Y, so you know that young Champagne Copy is involved in some type of court case. No, it's not the one where he's suffering over the diss track. He's still fighting that one. The appeal is on the way. No, it's not the one where it's being detailed how he's the face of promoting gambling to people of all ages in places that are legal or illegal. And no, it's not the one where the woman sued him a few years back for putting hot sauce in the condom.
You what?
True story. Look it up.
No.
It's another one. It's a new one. It's a fresh hot suit. This one is about him, Drizzy Drake Rogers, being the beneficiary of fraudulent streams.
Fraudulent and botted streams.
And I know what you're thinking.
Wait a minute.
Wasn't he suing over someone else's botted streams? Yeah. Derapy.
It's Wing Wong Wednesday.
I just want to say off the top that anyone can be sued for anything, and the more I look at this case, the more I'm like, man, I don't know. But I am noticing a pattern. Are the projections actually confessions? Are the accusations more like reflection? I'm on my shun rhymes.
Embarrassing.
Drake said at the age of 36 he wanted to propose 42 different times. Then he tries to diss the pipsqueak for not getting married in a timely manner. I don't know.
42 times.
In 2018, Drake can't share the news of a newborn that looks just like him because he's trying to figure out if he's actually the dad. Then he disses Mr. Size 7, saying your kids aren't yours, maybe because he knows how much it hurt him not knowing. Then Supac spins the block and says that this Duckworth guy, for him to have numbers like that, the numbers that Not Like Us did,
Hey, Drake.
they have to be fraudulent. We need to expose the bot squad. And I'm no breezy, but look at me now, reading headlines about how Owlboy
Hoot.
has potentially billions of fraudulent streams? I don't know. Here's the headline. Lawsuit against Spotify claims billions of Drake streams were fraudulent.
That's Rolling Stone.
Now, just to be clear, Drake is not the defendant in the suit, but he is the prime example cited as somebody that is a beneficiary of these bots. Apparently, it's RBX, who? Snoop Dogg's cousin, who has filed this suit, which I think is hilarious. I've never heard of this man. I'm just gonna be upfront with you. But the claims are really oddly specific and make me feel like they're getting leaked information from somewhere, from somebody. Like, listen to this. Do you think that Snoop Dogg's cousin, RBX, was able to come up with this on his own? This is coming from the Rolling Stone article. This allegedly fraudulent activity took place between January 2022 and September 2025. According to the complaint, it claims an examination of Drake's streams revealed abnormal VPN usage had obscured the location of the bot's account streaming Drake's songs. For instance, the lawsuit claims that over a 4-day period in 2024, at least 250,000 streams of his song No Face originated in Turkey, but were falsely geomapped through the coordinated use of VPNs to the United Kingdom in an attempt to obscure their origins. Turkish bot farms. I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't reading it. The lawsuit further claims that the number of streams of Drake's music attributable to individual accounts is staggering and irregular, with a massive amount of accounts listening to Drake's music doing so 23 hours a day.
That's almost all of them.
Less than 2% of these users, the lawsuit goes on to claim, account for roughly 15% of Drake's streams. Nuts. No shot y'all are listening to Owlboy 23 hours a day. Now, according to Rolling Stone and a few other articles I skimmed through, the lawsuit doesn't state how the plaintiffs or their lawyers obtained this data, so I'm not going to tell you that this is happening for sure. I'm just going to tell you that whatever bad press this generates for Owlman, it's deserved. Lawbury's case trying to expose K-bots got thrown out before it even made it to trial. Maybe this one will too, but I'm not here to determine that. I'm just here to point out the irony. If this makes it to discovery or trial, if this case continues, the evidence it could expose would be the ultimate Uno reverse, but who knows? I just think it's silly, and it makes Drake look like a
Wing Wong.
Being put in a lawsuit over the thing that you sued and lost over is gold. You all let me know what I'm missing in regards to the proof or the truth of the matter. I don't care how many times Spotify says someone has been streamed. I just kind of listen to whatever I like. But in other news, last thing on Mr. Graham Crackers, the LA Dodgers were down 3-2 in the World Series. Then Mr. Steak himself had to start posting IG stories mocking the Dodgers just for them to win 2 games in Toronto back-to-back to defeat the Blue Jays and win back-to-back titles.
Back-to-back, I like it.
What a dork. Game 7 was incredible, by the way. Big day for baseball. Low-key made me wish I didn't wait until the last day of the season to watch a game. But yeah, Drake curse lives on. LA over Toronto in 24 and in 25. Double Wing Wong duty for Drake. All right, let's talk about something else. Anyways, here's former NBA player Paul Pierce talking about how to tell if your girl really loves you. Lock in, brother. Soak up this knowledge.
You really want to know if a girl loves you, you need to go out and cheat on her.
Wow. Wise guy. Let's hear him out.
Are you sure about that?
Let's see. If you really want to know if a girl love you for real, go cheat on her and see how she react.
He said it again.
Now we gonna see what's real. I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Stop talking!
I'm gonna lie. It's a great plan. Here's what I don't understand. I don't think that Paul Pierce has fully transitioned into a comedian. I thought that he was still supposed to be like talking some type of sense. What I don't get is, if it's a joke, because they are chuckling here and there, what's the joke? What's the foundation for the comedic effort here? Oh, love? You think that's love? Prove it. Break her trust. Touch somebody. Ruin her. Report her reaction. Then proceed accordingly. If you see Paul Pierce's name above or below a piece of video, don't tap the glass. That man is a weirdo and
A wing wong.
the government has been shut down now for 36 days, I think. Last I checked, Red Team had majority in the House and the Senate, and the Big Orange is at the head of it all. And I think that's kind of a bad look. I'm no poli-sci major, but I think it's weird to have the majority all around and then just blame the shutdown on the other side. But I don't know. I'm just a guy. I think the shutdown is the longest in recent history, though. Last time we had a shutdown this long was December of 18 going into January of 2019. And Trump was president then too.
Two-time.
Interesting coincidence.
Wing wong.
Earlier we talked about old quotes and actions coming back to bite us. Trump once said this.
Well, if you say who gets fired, it has to be the top. I mean, problems start from the top, and they have to get solved from the top. And the president's the leader, and he's got to get everybody in a room, and he's got to lead.
But he said even more specifically about shutdowns this.
If there's a shutdown, I think it would be a tremendously negative mark on the president of the United States. He's the one who has to get people together.
Wing wong.
That's you, buddy. According to Trump's own words, the shutdown is his fault. He's got to wear it. He's the leader. And this isn't just about politicians' public standing. There are over 1 million federal employees around the country not getting paid. Some air traffic controllers, TSA agents, some active duty military personnel. There are some essential employees that are really out here working and not being paid. And speaking of bread, that doesn't even include the SNAP recipients. There are over 40 million people that were benefiting from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program to feed themselves. And for those of you twerps that'll say that this is just for the lazy or the broke, almost 60% of the people benefiting from SNAP are under 18 or over 60. So, yeah. People are out here working for free and kids are going hungry. It's not ideal for what is supposed to be a developed country. We got over 1 million people working for free and tens of millions of our oldest and youngest not getting meals. Not ideal. Really would be nice if Red Team, and in particular, the Big Orange, would get it together and stop being the biggest
Wing wongs.
Speaking of Red Team shenanigans, we have a clip here from a Republican congressman that goes by the name Randy Fine, who is calling for a political opponent to be deported for some reason?
What's up?
Called for Zoran Mandami to be deported. The only thing I want to see him running for is his gate at JFK on the deportation flight to Uganda.
Wait, what's that?
Zoran Mandami has won the New York City mayoral race in a landslide. That's tough. Imagine calling for somebody's deportation and then literally within a day or two they become the mayor of New York. That is a very, very quick L. Randy Fine?
That wasn't very fine. Oh, and also,
You're a...
wing wong.
What happened to decency? What happened to shame? It's one thing to say you aren't a fan of somebody or disagree with their policy, but must we resort to the get back where you came from every time we don't like a person of color coming into some power? Come on, dog. Shout out Mamdani, man. I'm not gonna pretend to know more than I do, but from every clip I've seen, he seems competent, well-spoken, like he cares about the people, like he's a man of the people. A 34-year-old immigrant who I saw getting down to Not Like Us and Empire State of Mind in the same week. He knows ball. We need more young, progressive leaders in general. I say let them cook. Shout out to my New York people. The Big Orange and Elon were both pulling for Cuomo So I would have probably pulled for whoever was on the other side, but him being based also helps. Also, a little bonus,
Wing-wongery.
Trump actually posted,
If communist candidate Zohran Mamdani wins the election for mayor of New York City, it's highly unlikely that I will be contributing federal funds other than the very minimum as required to my beloved first home.
it's so weird that the president can just publicly be like, I'm going to not allow them as many federal funds because I don't like who they elected. Like, do you have to be a political person at all to see why that's a problem?
You elected the wrong guy, you all must suffer.
Seems kind of evil to me. I don't know. I mean, right? Let me see if I got anything that's not political. I'm sorry. Oh, that Greg Abbott dude from Texas said, after the polls close, I will impose 100% tariff on anyone moving to Texas from New York City. That doesn't sound legal. I'm sorry. It was another one. I didn't mean to.
Wing-wong.
Oh, someone named Huda got removed from the company Huda Beauty? Is it theirs? Hold on, wait. Here's the full story. Huda Beauty is a company that sells cosmetics and stuff, of course. It was founded by someone named Huda Katan. Now, Huda Mustafa was a girl who was on this reality show, Love Island USA, and then secured a partnership with Huda Beauty. Good fit. Huda partners with Huda Beauty. Right. So apparently, Huda from Love Island was on an Instagram Live with her boyfriend. Someone calls Huda's phone. Huda turns down the music and has the phone on speaker and up to her ear, and the caller says this about one of Huda's castmates from Love Island.
You might want to turn the light. Hello?
Whoa, hey.
Yeah. Alandria is a dark-skinned black woman who was on the Love Island show with Huda. Someone calls in and calls Alandria, that. And the immediate response isn't like, oh my God, that's not okay. I can't believe that happened. Instead, it's just laughter. Now, shortly after, in that clip, Huda tries to play the old, what did she say? But Huda Beauty was not having it. They said this in a statement. At Huda Beauty, kindness and humanity are at the heart of everything we do. Unfortunately, one of our recent collaborators has displayed behavior that does not align with our values. We are truly disappointed by Huda Mustafa's recent live, and we take all forms of racism very seriously. While we don't believe her actions reflect her character, we found them deeply upsetting. We know that many members of our community and team were hurt and offended by these actions. While we valued the partnership we had with Huda, her recent behavior and the way the situation has been handled does not reflect our brand's principles. As a result, we've decided to end our partnership and remove any related content from our social platforms and in-store displays. Accountability is incredibly important in moments like this, and we hope that meaningful change can come from it. Now, shout out Huda Beauty for not wasting any time to get her up out of there. Huda Beauty, by the way, in case you haven't heard of them, they have 58 million almost followers on Instagram. So even though they had the Huda at Huda Beauty, they were like, we can't let this fly. We got to get this
Wing-wong.
up out of here. I feel like it's pretty easy to react with a fair amount of grace and decency in situations like that, Reportedly, the way she handled it first was not a straight up apology. Her initial statement from Huda the human was kind of just downplaying it, saying they didn't hear it very well, which is crazy because I heard it and I didn't have the phone right up to my ear. But in the second statement, she did a real formal apology, saying she missed the mark on the first apology. The first statement, she said she doesn't condone racism, said the laugh was nervous, not because it was funny, but which is, I don't know how much that worked, because it's like you were nervous about something that you didn't even really hear all that well. I don't know. But she says that she's pledging a donation to the NAACP, the language is inexcusable, etc. Do I think she's a racist? Who knows? I'm leaning no. She just heard the word and had a not great reaction. But I do think Huda blowing a deal with Huda Beauty over something so silly is certainly
Wing-wong
behavior. If you have a story or clip or post or tweet or lawsuit, hit me on Twitter at Derapy_ with the hashtag WingWongWednesday, or send it to me in a DM, and maybe you'll make next week's show. Drake, Donnie Boy, Greg Abbott, Huda, the U.S. federal government, get it together. Please be better. Please remember to
like the video.
Love you, mean it, spread the bread, and enjoy the outro.
Cracking my windshield, I'm pissed off. If you a hater, get lost.
Get lost.
Yeah, it's my show and I'm in charge. Don't eat lemon pepper wings, but I'm the big boss. Please cut me slack, man, need a discount. About to jump off the roof, that's a dismount. I'm just playing.
I'm okay.
Okay, but are you though?
Sorry for the pause, that's awkward. Start a pause. sick of my voice. And you know I'm pro-choice, so she do what she want. Why they hate when I get political? I'm a deep thinker, that's critical. Way too serious for a dude not getting paid. Man, I really need a shave. You know what sucks? Most of season 2 of Dave. Taking shots, but I skip out on the bar. Every single show, I swear I wanna raise the bar. Hope you listen close so you never miss the bar. Say the same thing, but I'm still going.